All right, boys and girls, are you ready to do some cooking? All right. So we're going to make some duck fried rice today, which is one of my all-time favorite dishes because it's so versatile. The rice absorbs the flavor of all of these wonderful seasonings, ingredients, and so the great part about it is that you can interchange your favorite ingredients with your favorite wild game. But the rice is the base, and that's going to really serve as the sort of main carrier of all your flavors. Have you all ever tried rice bran oil before? So magical, right? Basically, what's so great about it is that you can get the heat really high, and that's a high smoking point, but it doesn't affect the flavor of your food. The problem with so much vegetable oil out there is that it actually affects the flavor of the finished product. And so you're tasting the oil. The oil you should never be tasting. Okay, so it's smoking hot. We're adding in some finely diced wild duck, which has been lovingly marinated in some orange juice for the past 4 hours. And the reason we're doing that is, what's the #1 thing that people say about duck? What's their #1 complaint? It has a gamey taste. And part of that reason is because wild animals are athletes, right? There's very little fat, which makes them nutritious, but it kind of gets them to taste a little bit funky pretty quickly if you don't cook them right. So you have two choices with duck. You either cook it really rare, or you marinate it first and let it absorb some other flavors. And the sweetness from the orange juice is going to caramelize in the pan, getting really nice and brown in there, lots of nice brown bits. And all of those brown bits are what's going to add the flavor. And a lot of that brown is coming from the orange juice. It's caramelizing in that pan. So you have a little sweetness to balance out that gaminess of the duck. But part of the idea is that the rice bran oil is allowing the heat to get really high. So you're getting that brown. You're not just getting that steam. If you get a steam, it's going to not have that same flavor. So that's why you need to get the oil really hot, and that's why a rice bran oil is so great. Okay, so we're going to scoop it out. We're doing this in batches. And the whole time your heat is on very, very high because you're searing all of these ingredients. Kind of like when a lot of Asian dishes, they use a wok. You don't have to use a wok, but the reason they do that is because it really conducts heat uniformly. All right, so next we're adding some garlic. Keep that heat high. We're adding some diced green onions. It's about to smell really delicious in here. Some ginger. And then red pepper flakes, because we all need a little kick in our life, let's be honest. All right, so we have that going. We're going to add our vegetables now. We have some diced mushrooms, some finely diced cabbage. Now you can use all kinds of cabbage. This is a traditional green cabbage. You could do like a Napa cabbage, which is a sort of a traditional Asian cabbage that they use in Asian dishes. You could do some red cabbage. You could have kind of a pink fried rice, which would be kind of fun. And then some peas. And these are just frozen peas that we thawed out, really simple. And we're just getting it nice and hot. One trick to help you soften your vegetables faster and help them release their juices is just to add a little dash of salt. And that actually doesn't make things too salty. It actually just helps things break down. It breaks down their cell walls. Big trick to cooking is really learning how to use salt well. All right, so this is nice and tender. Got lots of nice brown bits at the bottom we're scraping up. Then the fun part is we're going to make some scrambled eggs. All right, so we're taking this off the pan, and the reason we're doing that is we're doing this all in batches. And as you layer, you're allowing that heat to really hit the vegetables and the meat. If I were to add it all at once, it would sort of steam, and you wouldn't get that nice flavor. This dish is all about layering your ingredients. Ultimately, that rice is going to absorb all of these flavors at once. And the other thing I should say is this is super economical. It's really easy to make in advance. You can make it at home, and it actually will taste even better the second day. And I'm not sure about you, but I'm a big fan of dishes where you can just make ahead and just not worry during the week. All right, here we go. Scrambled eggs, really simple. Some beaten eggs, and you're just really using your wooden spoon and whisking them around, kind of getting it stringy. Have you ever had duck fried rice in a restaurant and it sort of has that stringy egg? That's the idea. Steam heat. All right, so you got your scrambled eggs. Now we're just going to add everything back, really simple. We got our vegetables, we got our duck. We're going to add our brown rice. We use Riceland brown rice. You know, I like to sort of have the whole grain as much as I can. The white rice would be perfect as well. Do y'all ever make a pot of rice and you can't eat it all? It happens to me all the time. It's perfect for that. You just save your rice, and you use it as a base to absorb all of these wonderful flavors. So we're just folding it in. Smells good. And then we're going to take some soy sauce. You could use teriyaki, you could use soy sauce, you could use a little sesame oil too. And that's going to moisten the rice, help all those flavors blend together. All right, smelling good, and I can't wait for you guys to taste this. Just do a little bit more soy sauce in there. So the greatest part about this dish is it's going to taste good now, but it's going to taste even better in 4 hours, and it's going to taste even better tomorrow. It's a perfect make-ahead dish, economical. The rice really absorbs all of the flavors. It's the perfect base for playing around with ingredients. If you don't have duck, use venison, and if you don't have cabbage, use kale. If you don't have mushrooms, you can skip them, or you can add something else. You can play with the different flavors, the different kinds of mushrooms. It's all about having that great base, the rice, and allowing it to really absorb whatever you have in your pantry. You really could use any of the varieties of rice, long grain, medium grain, all of those would work well here. Super simple, right? Super versatile. Have some rice on hand. Have some leftover rice. Don't ever waste it. There's so many wonderful things you could do with it. And there you have it. It's affordable, super easy, and super nutritious. That's what good food is made of, right? Enjoy.